Hey, what's going on, you guys? Ray Solis, as you know, spending some quality alone time um, here at the house. Just got through restringing the bass. Hadn't had new strings in a while. Actually, I don't think I've ever changed it uh, since I bought it, a year ago now. So I can't believe I had this thing for a year already. But anyway, just hanging out and thought I'd talk a little bit about um, our CD from Santa Oscuridad dos, dos that we released, unfortunately, during the pandemic. So, we had CD release shows, we had, all this stuff going on. We were going to do like 5 gigs or 6 or however many it was. And we were going to go down to the valley and all this stuff going on, right? And so all that got shit canned, as we all know. So, but the CD's still out. It's still available through anybody, through us, and through I think CD Baby and iTunes and Amazon and all that stuff, all your digital outlets. Um, but anyway, so one of the first songs, this song actually didn't make the first EP. It's actually on the second EP, but it was one of the first songs I actually recorded at Larry Berrigan's house studio, and it was a song called Destrozado, and it's one of those classic you know power ballad kind of things going on, and the thing about Santa Oscuridad and Love and War is, we grew up in this era of really, really awesome music. I mean, we talk all the time. I always say that 1978 and 1979 were awesome times for music. Van Halen 1, Frampton Comes Alive, man, just all kinds of stuff. Journey Captured, um, Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. I mean, just this vast variety of music um, that I was influenced by. I have older brothers and sisters that are 12, 10, 12 years older than I am. So they were listening to all this stuff, and I was exposed to a lot of that music at a very young age. And so, fortunately, right? Um, so, you know, Destrozado, in my opinion, is one of those power rock ballads, that you really don't hear these days anymore. And, the industry has just, in my opinion, gotten so sappy and washed out. It's, my wife and I talk all the time. It's, after bands like the Scorpions and like that, bands like that, after they retire, who do they pass the torch to? Who writes music like that anymore? So, so we pulled from that inspiration, from that influence of that type of music, um, um, when we recorded and wrote Destrozado. Now, Destrozado was a song that Rudy Roca from La Fiebre, our guitar player, had already had. That he already written. He already had it completely written. I think it was a little probably slower and things like that, and him and Larry worked it out to where it is what it is today. But I remember some of the raw tracks that they sent with that. Um, that I just kind of picked out the parts, and things of that nature, and really, figured out what the structure was. And when I got to the studio to record, um, Larry said, "Hey, well, Rudy wants some kind of, you know, bass thing, some kind of just something in the intro underneath the acoustic guitar." Um, I said, okay. And I said, well, play the tune. And so he played the intro. And while the intro's going, I was really trying to find the notes. And I kind of went like this. And Larry goes, yeah, play that. Do that. And I was like, do what? He goes, that, what you just played. And I said, well, what did I just play? And he said, whatever it was. He said, that sounded cool. Change pickups here. So I just kind of, and then, so, that just came out of the blue, just out of nowhere. And I remember trying a couple of different things first, and I was like, well, I'll just follow the notes, of the acoustic, and that's what it ended up being on the record. So that's what you hear, and I actually played that on my '62 reissue. I think it's put away. That my buddy John Adams gave me for my birthday. It's a relic. That's the only other. That bass, I used Larry's Tobias bass to record Lágrimas de Sangre. Because we figured out that my Geddy Lee bass, this one right here, we figured out after we released the first EP that, or when we sent it off for mastering, he's like, dude, that low E just doesn't sound right. I could never EQ it right, and this, that. We figured out that my pickups were jacked up. I've had that bass for 16, 18 years, something like that. It's got a lot of hours on it. Figured out the pickups were jacked up just from sweat and beer and piss and everything else from playing. And so I ended up putting some new pickups in it here recently. That's the only thing I've ever done to it. Everything else is the way it came. Anyway, so I ended up using, before we sent the first EP off to get mastered, I ended up re-recording Lágrimas de Sangre on Larry's bass that he had there at the studio. And that's another one. For some reason, Larry wrote that whole song, musically, and from what I understand, but he already had the riff to Lágrimas, the intro bass riff, and I kept trying to play it and this and that, and Larry's got that badass, that James Hetfield kind of thing going on, and the picking pattern, and he used to pick when he wrote it. And he told me he originally wrote it on the guitar. That he figured, man, that'd be a really awesome bass intro. So I did it a few times and was never really happy with how the track came out to that song. And because it's really challenging, because it's constantly riding. I'm trying to constantly ride the low E with my fingers. I always used my fingers to play, just like Geezer Butler, right? Geddy Lee, right? Don't get me wrong. There's some awesome freaking bass players that use picks. Chris Squire. Come on. Bob Daisley. But I've always been a finger player. For some reason, I just like feeling the strings, right? So anyway, I was always trying to get that riff down, and I could never. I tried it with a pick. I tried it with. It didn't feel natural, so kept trying with my fingers, and right? So the first time I recorded it, um, I didn't like it and things like that, and you know, and I told her, I said, dude, I said, you think I should try with a pick? And he looks at me with this dumbfounded look, and he goes, you think Steve Harris ever said that? Said no, probably not. Oh my god, so funny. Sorry, but anyway, just I'm just hanging out, so and just wanted to share a couple of things and pick up our CDs, our EPs. Um, I'll do another video talking about Love and War. This one I wanted to share a little bit about Santa Oscuridad, and I really miss playing, just like everybody else does, and um, I feel for my brothers in music out there that's what they do. That's their main source of income, and I know a lot of them are being impacted by that, and fortunately, I've always kept a day job and things of that nature, so I've been busy with that, and been screwing around with my gear, especially my new DNA stuff, and just kind of tweaking and things and messing with my in-ears. And Jeff from Love and War was over the other day and yesterday, and we, met. He got new in-ears, so we tweaked his stuff and got his vocals the way he wants and things like that. So just stay in, just sometimes I'll just sit in here and just play, to the Love and War and Santa Oscuridas records, just to keep the chops up, right? And but anyway, just wanted to share a little piece of my Sunday with you guys, and I hope to kind of talk a little bit about how what you hear on the Santa Oscuridad record, how that all came about, and just kind of share a little bit of that with you. I would like to play along to the record, but I can't figure out how to do that. With what I have, I know there's a way to do it because I see everybody doing it, but I hadn't figured that part out yet. So I'm a bass player, right? Anyway, peace and hair grease, right? Enjoy your Sunday, and hopefully we'll get to see you guys out at some gigs. Man, I got new bass strings, I got new bass gear, I got new stage clothes, and I ain't got shit to do. Got nowhere to go, wearing my stage gear to the fucking doctor's office. It's pretty funny. Nobody sees the humor in it, I guess, because they, I don't run around telling people I'm a musician. They just kind of look at me weird. What the fuck is this guy going? Go to Randall's and all my shit, right? Oh man. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. See you later.